Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Hi everybody, this is series 2 of Who Are You or Who Are Ya? And we've got the fantastic, as far as I'm concerned, Pippa Monique. How are you, Pippa?
I'm good, Kevin. It's always a pleasure to see you. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. And I've been dying to get you on the show. I've been dying to ask you some questions. And I know you're busy. You're a fantastic mum with 2 boys, and you do so much. You're on TV. You're on fan channels. It's hard to keep up with you, Pippa.
It's hard to keep up with myself, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, very
fantastic.
busy.
So, listen, what I will say to you is, I've watched you, and I even watched your video yesterday regarding the Wimbledon game, and you were there with your son and interviewing Wimbledon fans, and they even had the audacity, as your son said, Raphael said, to say that they were going to beat us.
Yeah, I didn't film all of them. I spoke to quite a few Wimbledon fans, and every single one was confident. I don't know if you remember, but their striker, Ollie Palmer, when the draw happened, he was buzzing that they were going to get Arsenal. He was like, yeah, that's easy. We've got Arsenal. Right. They were confident from the jump.
Well, let's see how he feels after that beating. They got to slap him.
Exactly.
And you know what, Pippa? I see you doing so much with your son. I remember watching you. You're even playing football with your son and doing stuff like that. You know, my mum never saw me play until I was 18 years old.
But how? How is that possible? Like, how you have to get to training? Was he training next to your house or something?
No, training was, I was traveling to Highbury from South London. I was traveling to Highbury. I was traveling to Chelsea. I was traveling to Charlton. I was traveling all over. Mum, there was no time to be taking me anywhere.
Wait. By yourself, how would you get there? What type of transport?
Tube and bus.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
tube
dedication.
and bus. Night bus. You know, a little boy, I was doing my homework on the night bus coming home.
At least you done your homework.
Well, yeah. Well, you've got to try and do it, or else Mum would stop me going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to do the homework. So yeah, wow. But fantastic seeing what you do with your boys and seeing you do such great stuff on TV. So let's get into it, Pippa.
Yes.
The first question is, what does Highbury mean to you? Because I believe you're a bit young. You're a bit younger. So what does Highbury mean to you, Pippa?
Highbury is like the fortress, the sacred place, the place that I never got to go to, which I'm really annoyed about. Just like you, with your mum not taking you to football, my dad didn't take me to football when he used to go to the games. I don't know what it was like at Highbury, but you know, football as a whole is seen as like, back then anyway, it seems like hooliganism and not a safe environment for kids. So no matter how much I pleaded my case, I just wasn't allowed to go to games as a youngster, no matter how much I begged. So I know how, from what stories I've heard, that it's an incredible place, loud, the clock end in particular, the North Bank, the fortress where the magic happens.
So how old were you when you weren't allowed to go?
I think I was begging from the age of 7 up until, when did I stop? I think up until about 17. So like 10 years. I begged for 10 years. Yeah.
Well, 7 years old, that rings a bell with me because the first game I went to, I was 7.
Lucky. What game was it?
It was Middlesbrough at home, and the game finished 1-1, and Spurs got relegated that day.
Oh, lovely.
But we couldn't afford to get in, so we stood outside. We bought club money together, bought one program. My mum never knew I was going there. You got me crazy. She didn't know. You know, typical boy stuff.
So you couldn't get in. So how did you watch the game? Did you get in the end? Yeah,
well, it was like last 20 minutes. 20 minutes, they opened the North Bank gate. We were in, you know what I mean? Even at we were in, we were just in, and I was hooked from that moment on. And so at that time, Pippa, Did you have the posters on your wall, etc.?
Yeah.
So who was your favorite player or players at that time?
I used to have, so I've always loved Vieira. The typical favorites, I had Thierry Henry posters. I loved Lundberg.
Yeah.
And I used to live in, the 1997 kit, the yellow JVC one with the blue strip.
Yeah.
I wish I knew where that was now. Even if I did, it wouldn't fit anyway, but just so I could give it to my kids. We didn't wear a uniform to school, not that I remember anyway, because I used to wear that yellow shirt pretty much every day. My mum and dad used to get on to me for like, you need to wash it. I'm like, no, I want to wear this today.
You're repping Arsenal.
Yeah. Huh?
I said you're just repping Arsenal all the way.
Yeah, bright yellow walking to school. But my favourite players back then were definitely Vieira, Lundberg, Pires, Henry.
No, that's lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
So how did you become a Gooner? Was it your parent, your dad, as you said, or friends?
It was my dad and my brother. So like I said, my dad used to go to games when I was younger. I don't think my brother did I think it was both of us didn't get to go actually. But obviously he went a lot more sooner than I did because he's a lot older than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would always talk about football and I just wanted to be involved. It's like, because I'm the only girl.
Right.
And it's just me and my brother. And I just felt left out. And I used to watch it whenever it was on TV. I would watch it with my brother and my dad. And the excitement that they'll have, I wanted to be involved. So I just used to like get involved with them. And my brother was a football coach in the local area.
Right.
So just by default, because he was kind of like my babysitter when parents were at work, I joined his team. And that's where my love for the game grew as well. And I just, when everyone asked me who do you support, I'd be like, oh, Arsenal. Like, just like my brother and my dad. And then the love grew from there.
Oh, fantastic. So what do you make of the Emirates Stadium era at the Arsenal right now? Because obviously the history of Highbury and some of those great teams that played there. But obviously the Emirates era is more of a cup era type thing. Yeah,
it's literally that, because I think it was just a year before we moved from Highbury is when we won was the winning year, the title in 2004, 2005. And then I think a year or so after that, we moved to the Emirates. And I haven't been able to witness a Premier League win like everyone else had when they used to go to home and away games from the Highbury. So the Emirates era, yes, I've had the pleasure of seeing FA Cup wins, a couple Community Shields, some had the joy of watching Champions League football on a Wednesday night at the Emirates. But it's always a nice day out. It's great for tourists. It's a nice day out for season ticket fans. It's always a good day out, especially if Arsenal win. But I'm just waiting to see the glory days again. I don't know how much longer I have to wait.
It's time to celebrate. We want to celebrate because you know what, Pip? Many people, I'm sure you speak to people who are a bit older who used to go to Highbury. Mm-hmm. And when you win titles, I don't think fans celebrate enough. Yeah. Because it is so hard to win. Mm-hmm. And when it comes back round, Pippa, let me tell you, you make sure you celebrate because I will. I can tell you, I'm going to be milking it. I can tell you that.
I will. I celebrate 1-0 wins these days. So winning a title, I might throw a party.
Brilliant. What's your early experiences of Arsenal winning trophies? Because obviously it's more cup and it's a day out, really, isn't it? At Wembley or whatever. But what are your experiences? Because when you were younger, you probably watched Arsenal win on TV.
Yeah. So do you mean my experience of me actually being there?
Both. You were a young girl watching.
Because I remember
being there.
Yeah, because I remember the title winning season. That's when I was really gripped into being an Arsenal fan. I was a bit older then. But for me, as an adult, the only thing I've seen, luckily I've been fortunate enough to go to all these games anyway, but the FA Cup win against Hull at Wembley, that was I think the first time I saw Arsenal won something after that title winning season. That probably was the first time we won silverware. And it was like 13-year drought or something like that. And I was lucky enough to be there. I literally cried because
I'm sure
that game, I think we went 2-0 down.
Yeah, the emotion roller coaster.
Yeah, early on in the game, and I was just thinking, wow, I've waited so long to finally see this moment. I'm here. I'm at Wembley. I didn't have tickets at that game, but I was at a restaurant right next door to Wembley. Yeah, and I was there, and I was just thinking, wow, this was meant to be the moment. And then it came back. Aaron Ramsey came up clutch, and good day. I still remember the chant that because that's why I went to Wembley, because even though I didn't get a ticket, I just went to be in and amongst the fans.
Yeah.
And I remember everyone was like 2-0 up, 3-2 down. No, what is it? I've forgotten the chant.
2-0 down, 3-2 up.
2-0. Yeah.
2-0 down, 3-2 up.
That's how Arsenal won the cup. There we go. Yes. It was a good day, full of emotions.
And then moving on from that, obviously there was a couple of Chelsea wins, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And an Aston Villa win.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be at those ones. So the Chelsea FA Cup final, which I got to take, that was amazing because I was able to bring my son, my mum, my brother, and we had great seats. That was the day Victor Moses got sent off. There was a lot of drama in that game. Buzzing that I could, because like I always went to go to games as a kid. So to be able to bring my son and to see, for him to see Arsenal win something, yeah, it may not be the Premier League, Champions League, whatever, but to be at Wembley and see your team lift a trophy, not many, I think it was 6, 7-year-olds can say they've experienced that. True,
very true, very true. And I'm sure his friends are envious that his mum takes him to the game.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe his teammates, because his teammates really do appreciate football. But then again, they've got parents that take them to their teams, whether it's Chelsea, United, wherever it is, they go to games as well. So
yeah, that's lovely. Pippa, if there was one player who you'd love to be playing for Arsenal now, who would it be and why? Just
does it matter if they're still match fit?
No.
Okay, bringing them back in their prime.
Yeah.
It's one of two. It would either be, I think the obvious one, you just know who I'm going to say, Santi Cazorla.
Yeah.
Fan
favourite, unbelievable player, yeah.
I just love him. The flair, the quick feet, the skill, the technical ability, him in the midfield, being able to get that ball forward. That's what we're missing right now, that transition from the midfield to the forwards at the moment at Arsenal. Yeah, definitely a Santi Cazorla. I was going to say like a Vieira because I love him, but hopefully Thomas Partey can emulate that as he gets back to match fitness. So yeah, one of the two.
Yeah, well, no, Santi, I think he would be a welcome addition to this team because unfortunately we didn't quite buy that midfielder who can do that. Sambi's good and he's learning. I think he's going to be a great player over time.
Yeah, he is.
But Santi's just there, isn't he? He's
do you know what? I forgot one more player actually.
Oh, go on.
We are lacking goals at the moment. So there's a striker that we once had called Kevin Campbell.
Listen, I'll tell you what, I could play in this team because you know what? Lacazette is a great little player. Aubameyang's great, but none of them do the dirty work like I do. And when the crosses come in, there's nobody in there to be that physical presence.
Yeah.
So you know what, Pippa? I might have to dust off my goalers. I might have to get the dubbing out and get the boots back up.
Yeah.
What's your favourite top 3 Arsenal memories, Pippa?
Oh, okay. There's so many. I mean, there's.
Well, that's why I want to bottle it down to 3.
Okay, so because there's so many classic ones, which I'm sure you know that every Arsenal fan will say, you know, the Invincible era.
Yeah.
Everything else has happened. I will go with options of games that I was at. So you say favourite moments?
And the favourite memories. So the memories you have, moments, memories.
So 1st of January, cannot remember the year, might have been 2017. At home to Crystal Palace, Olivia Giroud scorpion kick. Wow. The view I had of that goal when I was in the stand, it was the first day of the year, and I said, this will be the goal of the year. Yeah,
and it was.
That was an amazing memory. I think I went mad. I was like, what did I just see? Like you just didn't expect it.
Yeah,
spectacular goal. What other moment can I go for? Of course, taking my family to the FA Cup final against Chelsea, big moment for me. Yeah. It's a luxury to go to those type of games at Wembley and to have my family with me and to win, epic.
But by the way, what did your family say to you when you took them and you won?
I don't remember. I think everyone was just happy. I think that may have been my mum's, no, not her first game actually, but definitely her first time at Wembley watching Arsenal. Yeah, but they were just excited that I was able to do that for them. No, they loved it.
And do you know what, Pippa? There's many people who don't see that side. Obviously, what you do, it allows you to be able to do things that couldn't be done for you, you could do for your family. And it makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, with your sons, your family members, etc. And it's memories that live forever because you never forget them. Never forget them.
Never.
So what's your
even
last?
remember what you ate on the day. You even remember everything, you know, what time you took your train, what you had to eat, to drink, every little detail.
So what's your last? What's your third memory? Would you say?
Okay, yeah, this lives in my head rent free. Oh, Mesut Ozil. The name of the team just slips my head. Against Ludogorets.
Oh,
when he said every defender and goalkeeper
fall over, drop.
Yeah.
I
wish I was at that game. That was a moment of just class, a moment of just mad ability, and the best we've seen of Mesut Ozil.
Yeah. Listen, one thing we never deny was Mesut Ozil had incredible talent. That's one thing nobody can deny. He was, at times, Pippa, he was probably that far ahead of some of the other players. When him and Sanchez linked together with Santi, now that was incredible team, incredible link play, but we just never quite got the midfield defensive and centre back right.
Yeah,
and that was always a difficult one. But Mesut Ozil, that goal was, even I was like, you didn't just do that.
Yeah,
and then the defender thought, I'm gonna get back, and then he's just chopped it. And, oh no!
Literally, that lives rent free in my head. That at random moments, I'll just get a replay of that, and I remember, Mesut Ozil, what a guy.
Well, you know, that's funny because I get that as well. You know, the replays in your head just keep going on and on and on. Oh, it's amazing. Well, you know what that means? That means you're a football connoisseur because you think football all the time, which is nice. Which is nice. So Pippa, we're on question 8 now.
Okay.
Do you get recognised when you travel away with the Arsenal, or in general, as you're quite a trailblazer? As a woman, a female in the football space.
Yeah.
Do you get recognised quite a bit?
I do. They probably think I'm so weird because I find it so awkward. Well, if I'm at work, if I'm working somewhere and I've got the microphone in my hand and somebody approaches me, I kind of feel like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. But when I feel like I'm just like everyone else, just traveling to watch an away game or going to the Emirates, and people stop me to take a picture, it's really nice. I love it. But sometimes I feel awkward, like, oh my God, why are we taking pictures? I'm thinking like I'm not famous. This is so weird, but it's nice to have that support of people just appreciating what I do. My son always looks, because I go to the games with my son all the time, and he looks like, why is everyone always taking pictures of you?
Well, funny you say that. That happened with my son and me.
Yeah.
We were, because he was at Man City and I used to go with all the dads and stuff.
Yeah.
And we used to be at Man City and stand outside. We was he was getting inducted.
Yeah.
So the whole squad was getting inducted, and we were outside the stadium chatting, and people coming up asking for autographs and photos, and he was like, "Why are they asking?" He was asking the other dads, "Why are they asking?"
What? Does he not know who you are?
No, it's funny, but because you got to remember, he knows, but he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's true. He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
He wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? It's a difficult one. It really is a difficult one. Yeah. But Pippa, you've earned it. And you say that I'm not famous. You are famous.
No.
Do you know what, Pippa? Here's the funny thing. And I know, here's the question for you then, Pippa. Did you ever see you doing what you do now? When you were younger?
Not in this aspect. No, not at all. Do you know what I wanted to be when I was younger? Like, I wanted to be 3 different things. One was more realistic than the others. I wanted to be in a girl band. I wanted to be a singer.
Right.
I wanted to be an author because I loved writing. And the third one was I wanted to be a newsreader. I just wanted to be at the desk, just like reading news. So at some capacity, I saw myself doing something in television. But I didn't think, obviously, because YouTube wasn't a thing back then, I didn't think I'd be doing anything like this. So to be recognized for my videos and for the fan channels that I contribute to and every other work that I do, it's crazy. I get people come up to me, like even Burnley last week, a couple guys come up to me and just said, keep it, like, they love what I do. They watch this content and they appreciate it. It's nice that people take the time to come and do that. Because obviously some people stare for long amounts of time. I'm thinking that they know me, or I don't know what's happening here. And then some people actually come and speak to you, which is nice.
Well, you know, a lot of the time people stare, they're checking you out, but they're nervous to even say anything to you.
Yeah.
You know,
it gets like that. Yes, because yesterday on the way to Emirates, we was on the overground train, and there was a guy sitting opposite me, and he just kept glancing, and then he didn't look again at all. And then as we got off the train, we was walking up the stairs. He was like, oh, I know your face from somewhere. Are you from AFTV? Are you Pippa? I was like, oh yeah. He's like, I knew it. Sorry if I was staring at you. I was like, no, it's fine. He's like, let's get a picture. I was like, okay.
No, that's nice. But again, that shows you're famous, Pippa. No, you might not like it.
Just recognized.
No, yeah, that's fame.
Oh, right.
Being recognized is fame, because, you know, if you're just a random, nobody's going to come up and ask you for a photo. So yes. Welcome to the fame game, Pippa. Welcome to the fame game. Right, question 9 for you. If you were the owner or had a chance to speak to the owner directly, what would you say, Pippa?
Oh, what would I say?
Yeah.
How long have I got?
We got time. It's all right.
How long have I got with the owner? Now, what would I say initially? I would want to have a calm conversation, just to ask. I wouldn't want it to be like a direct where like I'm just asking you questions and I need answers. I'd want it to be a conversation and get to know the owner and understand their viewpoint on what the club means to them, the relationship they have with the fan base, and why they initially chose this club to buy, in terms of English football, in terms of a sport in England, because you've got to remember they're American owners, and this is not something that they normally invest in. So just to understand their standpoint, what they want out of this and what the fans have to gain, I'd want to just delve deep inside, because it's all easy saying Kroenke out. It's clear he's not going anywhere. Yeah. So if he's not going anywhere, what's the plan? Where are we going next?
Well, that was going to be my next question to you, involved in this one, because you said you'd like to delve deeper and stuff like that. I think the plan is really important, isn't it? The plan of what is ahead for us.
And the communication. The fans need to know what's happening, because I feel like that's why fans are in a bit of disarray, because they're not in the know. There's all these things coming out like an AFC coin token and all these things that I can't even keep up with. There's so much going on.
Well, Pippa, here's the thing. When Edu came out and spoke, it split the fan base, because some of the fan base are saying you should have kept quiet, and there's some of the fan bases who didn't like what he said, and that's him communicating. You can't communicate to everybody to please everybody, can you?
Are you talking about when he said that he doesn't mind if he finished 10th?
Well, he said he doesn't want to put any marker down, didn't he? He said he doesn't want to say where he wants the team to finish. He just wants the team to start to gel. And look, I'm not saying it's the be all and end all, but we're seeing the team starting to gel a little bit, which is
a tiny bit,
which is good. So remember, he got lambasted for that.
Yes, I mean, when you're a public speaker, you come out and you have an opinion. You can't win everyone over. You can't. No one's 100% of people are not always going to agree with you,
especially Gooners.
Yeah, especially. But it kind of was a silly thing to say, though. I mean, did he not have like lessons in public speaking, or to not have a spokesperson for Arsenal? Because it wasn't the smartest. I know he was being, open and honest, it seemed, but it just didn't seem like the smartest thing to say to a bunch of volatile fans that are on the verge of thinking, what's happening to my club?
Yeah, it's true. But on the other way of thinking, having been in football such a long time, the moment he says, I expect us to do X, he's going to be held to that.
Yeah.
And
that's what I mean. He didn't want that accountability.
Yeah, but Pippa, here's the thing. Maybe that's not for him to say, that's for maybe the manager to say. As far as he's concerned, he's done the recruitment. The plan was in place to get younger players in, to do all the things the ugly stuff that fans didn't want to hear. Fans wanted to go out and spend 300 million and buy big names. Arsenal have done that in the past and got nowhere. Let's be honest. Few FA Cups. So if he then comes out and says, well, it's top 4 or nothing, he's going to be held to that. As far as he's concerned, he played it as diplomatically as he could.
Very.
Probably too diplomatic for most, But you know what the fan base are like. If he says a number, if he
And
says too low,
yeah,
they're going to kill him because he doesn't believe in what they're doing. So,
and that's the problem. I felt like he had the thoughts, the reactions of the fans in his head already before he said anything. I feel like he was overthinking of what the fans would say if he said, because I do that sometimes, because I could be on AFTV or a platform sometimes, and I'll say something that I think, as soon as I've said it, I'm thinking, oh, I know some fans are going to be like, why she said that? I don't agree with that. And some fans are going to be like, yeah, that's spot on. There's always going to be people that are not going to agree with you. And I felt like that was in his head too much. I do it sometimes, and now I don't. I just think I'm saying what I say. It's my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's not an opinion-based thing, what he's talking about. He's talking about a football club that he's a technical director of. It's not about opinions or being diplomatic. You need to be clear. You're a director. Where is the direction?
Well, don't you think he was being clear by saying, I want the players to gel, Pippa? Because you know what? What you don't want to do is put undue pressure. There's enough pressure at Arsenal as it is.
Yeah.
To put undue pressure on the team, so if he comes out and says, yeah, 4th, so that just piles extra pressure on the players.
And that's true.
And you know as well as I do, it's toxic as it is, especially after the first 3 games. Do you know what I mean? So he had to tread a little bit careful. And I don't agree with everything he said, because I think he could have said something a lot better than what he did say. But I understand where he's coming from, because you know what? Let the manager do that type of thing.
I hear that.
I'm going to try and protect my own neck.
I hear that.
So we're at the last question, Pippa. Question 10. If you could change 3 things at the Arsenal, 3 things only, what would they be?
I don't know. That's such a big question. What would I change? What don't I like at the Arsenal? Do you, like, in my head, I'm thinking about stadium, match days, but you're talking about players and...
I'm on about anything you want. Let's put it this way. Previously, I've had the owner.
I thought that's where you're going.
Well, but it could be anything. It could be location.
Nah.
I would have stayed at Highbury, I would have gone back to Highbury. So it could be anything. It could be recruitment. It could be the beer. It could be anything.
Okay. The owner's the obvious answer. I probably would. The only reason I wouldn't be so stamped on that is because I wouldn't know who would be better suited until it happens. You just don't know who's better for the job until they're in the job.
Yeah.
But I would say the owner. Second, I don't think the club would agree with this, but the price of food in the stadium is ridiculous.
Right.
I think mine all comes down to how the fans are able to enjoy the games. The price of the tickets, the pricing of, let me just put it as under one bracket, pricing. So food, tickets, it's a lot, especially for a team that's no longer in Europe. I'm still pretty much paying the same amount I did when we was in Europe. And thirdly, what would I change?
So you got owner, you got pricing, which is 2 good ones.
Yeah. And I just can't think.
Here's one for you. Would you look at recruitment, the policy?
Well, yeah, I wasn't happy with. To be fair, I'm not hugely disappointed on the recruitment this season as much as other fans are. So it was not like a big factor.
Yeah, but I'm on about over the period of say 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean, Pippa? It's not just the Edu and Arteta are trying to fix the problems of 10 years, really.
Yeah. So I don't want to steer in the direction of recruitment. Third one's a hard one. Why am I struggling with this? Owner, pricing, and trying to think about a match day experience here.
It might be something personal. You might want to. It should be employing you, Pip. You know what I mean? You could get an employment somewhere in there.
I mean, I'm not trying to put anyone out of a job, but I was literally thinking about stadium announcers and stuff like that.
Why not? New stadium announcer or new, person in the media.
New type of, oh my gosh, yes. It probably wouldn't be possible because of the amount of footfall on match days, but there needs to be some type of engagement for younger fans coming to the games. I don't know if you've probably been to the Etihad, of course you have.
Yeah.
We've seen where they've got like the ping pong tables outside the ground.
Oh yeah, they've got
pages.
It's a proper experience, isn't it?
Yes, we need a proper match day experience. I know there's a huge space near the Burkamp statue. I don't know how that would work on match days. They've done it before. They put a Camden Town Brewery little pop-up bar there before. So there's space to do it on a match day where there's some type of activities, not just for younger people, anyone. Like I want to play a bit of football, tennis before the game.
It's a mix, isn't it? It's
a
mix.
Yeah. So a better match day experience, not just coming off the tube station, getting a pint, walking up the stairs, in the ground. Arsenal. No, just something a bit fresher.
And that will get. I think that will get fans there a lot earlier.
And that's what they want anyway. They're always putting in the emails. Arrived 90 minutes earlier. We saw yesterday. Because I got there later than usual. Kickoff was 7:45. I think I got into the stadium 7:30.
Yeah.
And it was empty where I was sitting. I was like, where is everyone? It was empty for the first 10, 15 minutes. And everyone just came in at the same time. And I asked the person in front of me, I said, why are you so late? He goes, the queues outside were crazy. And I saw images where it looked like everyone was just cramped up. It was like thousands of people going in different directions, but not moving.
Right. Crazy.
Yeah, so if you want to get fans there earlier, give them something to get there early for.
Well, that's my shout. 100%. Arsenal are not in Europe anymore. It's like they've taken a couple of steps back. Mm-hmm. They've regressed a bit. Look after the fan. Now that the COVID situation didn't have fans there last. This is a perfect opportunity to do something for all the fans.
Yeah.
Get them there 2 hours before. If you have the means and the space, give them something to get there a couple of hours beforehand and make it experience. 100% Pippa, I'm with you on that. And that's three really, really good choices. Owner,
they give me a job, man.
Owner, pricing, and the match day experience needs to be a lot better, and it should be.
Exactly.
Well, Pippa, I could honestly say it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I'm always going to be liking your content and following you because I think you're a breath of fresh air to football. You're a breath of fresh air to TV. And listen, you're an awesome mum as well. So all I could say is thank you so much for coming on. Who are you? And I will see you next time, all right?
Hopefully see you soon. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you, Pippa. Take good care.